Hello, welcome to this next tutorial on Tahrpup Linux. In the last tutorial we talked about how to boot up Tahrpup from your computer and how to configure the interfaces. Incidentally, just to let everybody know, to boot up the Tahrpup Linux on a CD or a DVD, you need to make sure that your computer is configured to boot first from the CD or DVD of your computer. Um, you need to go into the BIOS and configure your computer to look first for the DVD or the CD and boot from there. So, this lesson today will be on how to configure your firewall with Tahrpup Linux. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we have Tahrpup up and running. This is the desktop, as we explained in the last tutorial. And if you come all the way down to the bottom right hand side, you'll see this icon here for the firewall. Currently the firewall shows that it's off. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to double click on it, and then from there we can go ahead and configure the firewall. Once we do that, this icon here will come up and you'll see three options. You'll see automatic, default, and custom. Now, to control the what decision or what option you want to choose, you can use the down arrow and the up arrow, and also the tab button on your keyboard, or the down arrow and up arrow on your keyboard. So for today, you can choose automatic. I think that's what most people would choose. But for today, I'm just going to show you real quick how to do it with custom to configure your firewall. So we down arrowed until we got the custom, and then we pressed the enter button on our keyboard to go next. This takes us here to a bunch of ports that are on our computer. Now, to choose a port on your keyboard, you can choose the space bar, and that'll put a star in there or an asterisk. To unchoose it, hit the space bar again. So go to where you want to choose your ports to be open or closed. This one right here is for SSH. We want to close that one, so we down arrow to that section, and then with the keyboard we choose the space button, and that go ahead and that deselects it. Go through and make all of the choices that you want. After you've done that, you can just hit the tab button on your keyboard, make sure it's highlighted for OK, and then just press enter on your keyboard. Then it's going to ask you another question. For this one, let's see, do you wish to share your internet connection with a private internal network? I choose no. So I tab once and it goes to no, and then I press enter on the keyboard. And then this one here, do you want to use any trusted host or networks? Again, I want to choose, well, if you just choose the default and just leave it blank and then press enter on your keyboard, it'll go through that. And then on this next section, it'll go ahead and test the configuration of your firewall. So press enter again on your keyboard. It tested the configuration and it passed. And then to continue, press any key. I normally just press the enter button again. Alright, it says that your installation is now ready and enabled. And then down at the bottom says, would you like to continue? And I usually leave it at the default of yes and press enter on the keyboard. Okay, so this is near the end, and it explains all the things that done and where it saved the firewall configuration. And then from here you just press enter and you are done. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, now you're done. And if you come back down to the bottom, you look here and you see that your icon has went from red to green, and it says that it's on. So now you are protected. So that shows us how to go ahead and configure our firewall to give us protection. And just in case anybody doesn't know, a firewall is a piece of security software that's used for checking and monitoring your network traffic, both inbound and outbound from your computer. So this is a good way of configuring your firewall. You know, when you first boot up your Pup Linux, your Tahrpup Linux, and you know you want to have a certain form of protection. So that's how you configure your firewall. Thank you very much for looking at this video, and you have a good day.